So
Patrick,
tremendous
I'm afraid,
damage, or as Professor Minford said there, a little bit of disruption?
Well, I'm afraid Patrick is an extreme outlier on this, and the reason he's an extreme outlier, I'm afraid, is because he is an extremist. Patrick's vision for Brexit is a world where Britain crashes out with no deal, unilaterally abolishes all trade barriers, which he himself has admitted would result in the elimination of British industry. Now, if he thinks that's a little bit of disruption, I think that is extremely naive. I think the damage that would cause to the social fabric of many communities around the country would be enormous. It's a world where he wants to see most regulations ripped up. These are the things which keep our food safe, our environment healthy, guarantees our rights in the workplace. Patrick wants to throw all of that in a bonfire and create this kind of extreme free market society where public services are carved up and sold off, and where private companies can roam free to exploit people and destroy the environment without any consequence.
Let's get Professor Minford reply to that.
This is all a complete misquote and complete nonsense. What I'm saying is that we should orientate our regulations towards modern innovation, not the precautionary principle of the EU, nor the kind of red tape that they're tying up our finance industry in, and the tax they want to bring in on business in the city. This is all nonsense that I want to rip up regulation. On the contrary, I just want to see good regulation that's pro-business and pro-innovation. And this idea that my ideas are incredibly extreme in saying that free trade is good for the economy is, again, complete nonsense. Free trade has always been good for the British economy. And yes, of course, there's restructuring as a result. But this statement that I said it would destroy British industry is a complete misquote. What I said was that there would have to be a rise in productivity by manufacturing industries to raise themselves up the value-added chain in response to world competition.
Okay, well, let's see if there's anything we can get you both to agree on. I mean, Laurie, would there be...
Not from what your interlocutor has just said, and I must say it's a surprise to hear him, because I thought I was just talking to you, Eamon, and, but by all means, press on for a little bit.
Okay, well, let's press on. Laurie Macfarlane, is there a Brexit solution that would be beneficial for the economy in any way?
There are certainly degrees of Brexits which are less harmful than others. The most harmful, by far, is the kind of car crash, no-deal Brexit, where we just simply leave on the 31st of October with no prior arrangements in place. And we should be clear as well that the idea that this will bring an end to Brexit and somehow have a quick solution is a fantasy. It will mean that we enter the next phase of Brexit. We'll be back around the table trying to negotiate a deal from a much, much, much weaker position. And so this is something that's not going away anytime soon. Because the real tragedy here is that at a time where we do need to be investing in lots of things, in infrastructure and upgrading our economy, zero carbon transition, instead what we're going to end up doing, as the IFS said today, is end up wasting billions, softening the blow of a self-inflicted wound to very little benefit.
Okay.
If I may say so briefly, because I must go, this gentleman, Macfarlane, is just revealed himself as have indeed the great bulk of economists and the Treasury we know to be totally anti-Brexit for a variety of reasons, mostly because they've got clients who don't want Brexit. There's a lot of vested interests out there in industry and in the among the economics profession that don't want Brexit. So what they're saying is they just don't want Brexit, which is fair enough, but I just wish they wouldn't dress it up in pseudo-economics, that's all.
Gentlemen, thank you both very much indeed. Really appreciate